and good evening. We have a new story coming out of Chase Bank. You will be affected if you have a Chase Bank account. All right. But here's the problem: closing your personal account, your business account, even your savings account will not save you. Okay. Let me show you why.
In New York, Jennifer Davis says she lost $25,000.
I was horrified. I was devastated.
In Connecticut, Andrew Semisjuk says he lost $15,000.
Their job is to protect our investments. Otherwise, what's the point of putting it with a bank?
And in Florida, Nikki Kelly says she lost $48,000.
My life has just basically been destroyed.
Money, they all say, stolen by crooks using fraudulent wire transfers.
This was stolen from me, and this is a crime.
Davis works as an assistant at a private equity firm and lives in a small apartment in New York City. She says she wanted a bigger place.
I was looking to get something with an outdoor space for my new dog. I was also looking for more of a community, places that have a main street. So I was trying to look and make a change, more of a home.
And she'd saved about $45,000 for a down payment. Then last spring, she says, she received text messages that said they were from Chase Bank asking her to confirm a series of wire transfers.
And it was 3 texts, it was 3 messages, notifications, with 3 different amounts.
And what was your reaction?
No, I didn't, and I responded no.
Next, she says her phone rang, with the caller ID displaying the same phone number
Do
as
not
on the back of
answer.
her Chase card, and a person saying they were with the Chase fraud department who asked her to read back an authentication code she'd just been sent in another text message. They said it was so they could verify her identity and send her a new debit card for her protection. But she says a couple days later, when the card hadn't arrived, she checked her bank accounts and found her savings account nearly empty.
18 cents in my savings.
18 cents
Yes.
in your savings. And how much had been in your savings?
38, I want to say 37.
$38,000, right?
$38,000.
I mean, did you
Upon contacting the bank, she says, she learned the crooks had apparently used those authorization codes to attempt a series of wire transfers, 2 of which had gone through, leaving her out over $25,000. And when she spoke to the real Chase fraud department,
They said, we're denying your claim. The transactions look clean, and it looks as if it's from you.
So basically, they're blaming you. They're saying you did it.
Yes, they're saying I did it.
They're saying they don't believe you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Awful. Awful to be told that my character, my word, I'm a liar for the most part. It's horrendous. It's heartbreaking because that's not who I am.
Chase told us it does reimburse customers for unauthorized transactions if it decides a customer had no part to play in the transaction. But in Davis's case and those of the other victims we interviewed, Chase said it would not reimburse their money because despite them reporting to law enforcement they were conned, Chase had decided their transactions were authorized.
They denied me.
It's erroneous.
They just left me high and dry. I don't understand.
Consumer experts say the problem is the federal law that protects consumers in other banking transactions, such as debit card transactions, generally leaves wire transfers exempt, meaning banks don't have to reimburse those losses.
If they knew that they were going to be on the hook and that they were going to have to reimburse consumers, I think they would have stronger security procedures.
The National Consumer Law Center's Carla Sanchez Adams says that loophole in regulations needs to be closed so banks improve their security procedures.
You're saying that you think they could do a better job of protecting consumers, but they're not because there's no penalty for them.
That is correct.
But now the issue is getting the attention of members of Congress. In this letter obtained exclusively by CBS News, Senate Banking Committee members wrote to 4 major banks, including Chase, saying in part, banks should make consumers whole for unauthorized transactions and for fraudulently induced transactions, like wire transfers, where a consumer was deceived or manipulated into initiating a transfer. Senator Sherrod Brown.
It's on the companies that allow the scam. People should be able to have an expectation that their money is safe.
That's right. That's right, guys. So here's the deal. Let me know your thoughts about this inside of the comments. I see some of you guys are making comments of this already. Listen, guys, we talked about this with USAA. Okay. We talked about this, and unfortunately, it's turning into an unfortunate situation for sure. Okay. Now, as I said at the beginning, closing your account is not going to save you. As you can see, many banks are essentially wrapped up into this whole situation. And it's unfortunate, guys. It really is unfortunate. Okay. But at the end of the day, you like what can you do? So here's some things that you guys can do right off the back. Okay. Obviously, if first off, if you get a phone call from Chase Bank, if you get a phone call from Chase Bank, do not answer the phone. We talked about this. Stop answering the phone when the bank calls. Okay. Now, I know that's tough because some of you all are receiving phone calls from the bank. Some of you all, you may be late on a payment. They may be, you may be late on a credit card payment. You may be expecting a phone call. Sometimes some people are working with the banks right now, getting funding or something like that. So you guys are looking for a phone call. But if they do call you and they start asking questions about fraud, stuff like that, do not fall for it, guys. We're giving them instant access to this stuff, and it doesn't make any sense. All right. It most definitely does not make any sense. Okay. Now, also, too, just so you guys know, I know some people always ask if you are looking for a custom game plan for, of course, us to help you improve your credit score, qualify for homeownership, or lower your monthly car payment. All you have to do is scan this QR code so we can help you like we helped all of these people. Okay. And of course, if you haven't done so already, make sure you guys go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Let's get it right into some of the comments here for the video. All right. So, of course, listen, Queen makes a good point. She says, nowadays, you can't put all of your apples in one basket. You can't do it. You're absolutely right, Queen. And, and that's another thing, guys. Things are happening with a lot of different banks, and you don't know how things are going to go. So you have to spread your money out. Okay. George says, crazy. Somebody better give me my money, right? Especially when something like that happened. We talked about this yesterday or the other day, when people, their accounts were just sitting there dormant essentially, and they were just taking the money out. Now they're calling people. A lot of people, and you guys saw, these aren't elderly people. Okay. These are simple, just regular people, and they get a phone call from the bank. So let me know in the comments if you all have experienced something like that, or do you feel like it's 100% the person's fault, or do you feel like it's that the bank has I know it's not necessarily 100 like the bank's fault in general, but do you feel that the bank plays some kind of role? All right. So let us know. Queen says it happened to me also, but with Unified Credit Union credit card. It was just a few charges, Cheesecake Factory, and the gas station under $80 total. Luckily, I did get a call and I reported it ASAP. Right. So again, these things do happen to a lot of people. So again, if anyone else has experienced that, let us know. Let's jump into the video comments. I know some people are actually considering that as well. All right. So let me go ahead. We're going to switch on over to that side, and then let me know what you guys think there. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and move this out the way, and then I'll go ahead and here. So here, check this out. So some people are saying these stories are so aggravating. Every time they send you an authentication code, it always comes with a message saying, we never asked you for this code. It's crazy, right? Next, someone else says, it's a rule of thumb to go directly to the bank before doing anything, so you know it's legit from them. Now, do you guys agree? Because remember, a lot of banks are closing branches. So I get what this person is saying, but how can we do that? How can we do that if a lot of these banks are closing branches? So that's going to be a tough one for sure. All right. Someone else says, never respond to text messages, even claiming from banks, and never, ever give out codes. A bank would never ask for codes. Now, I know some of you guys are probably saying, well, Calvin, listen, you've been talking about this lately, but yeah, people keep falling for it. And I mean, that just means a lot of people don't know. You guys got to understand this. A lot of people do not know. Okay. Unfortunately. Okay. This one guy says, imagine if banks are obligated to reimburse every claim. That most definitely will play a role. Don't respond to text messages directly. Call the number on your card or mail bank statement and speak with someone in the office to confirm and find out if any, alerts on your account. All right. So again, like this one person says, don't answer the call. All right. And don't call back. So let me know, of course, if something like this has happened to you guys or something similar. It doesn't have to be with Chase Bank. It could be with any bank. Okay. So, of course, Faceway says a Chase scammer called me. Wow. Okay. So again, they are still calling people right now. All right. A Chase scammer called me a couple of weeks ago talking about a bank account that I didn't even have with Chase. Is crazy out here. It most definitely is. They're just winging it at this point. They're trying to see if they can get any kind of information, and because I mean, when you really think about it, the fact that they can call you and all they did was send a text and then, they confirm that number or whatever the case is. And then just from a phone call, get access to your account. I mean, when you really just break it down, that's not a whole lot. That's not a lot that's needed. So it's just amazing to me how so little information is needed in order for them to get access to the money in your account. We're talking, and these are not basic accounts, guys. Some of these people have business accounts, savings accounts. All right. So it's most definitely a bad thing to kind of see that's out there. All right. So either way, let me know your thoughts inside the comments as we wrap this video up as well. All right. So, of course, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys go ahead and download our free ebook as well. Let me go ahead and pull this up so you guys can actually see that as well. All right. So, of course, here's the deal, guys. I'm going to keep doing like what I've always been doing, making sure that you guys get this information as things are happening at these banks. It's where a lot of us keep our money, and you got to know what's going on so you can, again, like we say all the time, we need you all to not be surprised. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Don't be surprised. Be prepared. Okay. That's the thing. And if we got to keep everyone in the know of what's going on. Queen says, yes, that's true. I think some don't think about it until it's too late. Be cautious of them scammers. They are getting real good. For real. For real, man. Back in the day, remember like back in the day, it was all about, oh, well, you got the security code on your debit card. So, that's not going to that's not going to it's going to make it difficult for people to try to get your debit card or your credit card back in the day. Man, they don't need anything. All they need you to do is answer that phone. And it takes a couple seconds to even probably figure out what's going on. But that is, again, not much is needed, in order for them to get access to your account. It is crazy. Philip says, be careful with emails also. Check this out. So I just saw something about an email that was going around. I give things some time before I do a video on it. I want to make sure that everything that I bring to you all is legit. Sometimes there is fake news out there or bad, information that's out there. I got to make sure I get you guys the right information. Okay. So make sure you guys go ahead and get that, take notes on that as well. Queen says, yes, emails as well. So long story short, I'm not going to keep you guys all night. Long story short, guys, make sure if Chase Bank is calling you, do not answer. Okay. If they are calling you, do not answer. Okay. That's the whole point. Okay. Now, unless you're waiting for a call from them, but even then, I would just say if they call you back, see if they left the voicemail. If it's something important, they will always leave a voicemail. I told you guys in the other video yesterday, my local bank that I have an account with, they have been calling I don't know if they're calling personal account holders, but they're most definitely calling business account holders. And what they're doing is they're trying to see if they can low key. They're trying to see if they can sell them another product, which is fine. I get it. So again, like we talked about this, banks do call people, because I know some people have been saying, they say, oh, well, banks don't really call people like that. Banks do call people, like for real. So again, it's not uncommon that a bank would call you. Listen, this is why people are falling for this. It's not like, oh, well, they're elderly, they're over 60, they're over 70, they're over 80, listen, I hear that. But listen, there are plenty of banks that call people for basic information. Okay. And not to get information over the phone. That's for sure. Okay. So I get what people are saying. They say, hey, a bank won't call you for that reason, but banks most definitely do call for various reasons. Okay. All right. So just make sure you guys get that information out there. Make sure you share that information as well. Winnie says, sad that so many scams so many scams that go on. They should all be federal charges with decades in prison. You right about that. That would at most definitely slow some things down. But what I'm also noticing too, a lot of these people that are doing the scams, many of them, well, I won't say many of them, but it seems like some of them were out of the country. Okay. Some of them were out of the country, and which again, a lot of these banks are hiring, for people out of the country as well, too. So it's not uncommon that you're talking to someone that may have an accent where English may not be necessarily their first language. So saying that to say, again, you got to be careful out here, guys. So, of course, as things continue to happen, we'll continue to bring you all this information for sure. Okay. Make sure you guys go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to this video as well. By the way, guys, if you need to be around a credit oriented community, if you have credit goals that you're looking to accomplish, whether it's this year, whether it's next year, whether you're looking to buy a home, buy a car, lease a car, lower your car payment, finally get that high limit credit card, we can help you, just like we've helped all of these people here accomplish their goals. Okay. And that's so you can get, so scan that QR code right there on the screen to learn more information about our 850 Club Elites. Okay. It's most definitely where you can be around the people and get access to so much more. You also get access to my direct DM as well. All right. So let's go ahead and get back into the last couple comments here, and then we're going to be wrapping up here as well. Queen says, I used to get scammers calling from Jamaica. Yeah, they most definitely was blowing up from Jamaica back in the day, or somewhere for real, like, and sounding like that. I already be prepared to tell them that they need to be ashamed of themselves and get a real job. God doesn't like ugly. That's for sure. Especially when you're taking people's hard-earned money, man. Like it's so low down. I mean, don't get me wrong. All bad things are bad, right? I mean, all types of crimes and stuff like that. But man, it's already tough out here for people, man. And people are out here taking people's money. It just makes it more difficult. All right. And then Winnie says, exactly, got to be able to get them as well. All right. So listen, guys, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. We'll keep you guys posted. We also got some updates coming up as well, too. So later on this week, I'll be giving you guys an update on a lot of down payment assistance programs for first-time home buyers that are changing the landscape, man. Listen, a lot of these states, a lot of these counties, they are not waiting on the election, and they're trying to do their part. I really like how a lot of cities and states are coming together to really help and push the envelope for first-time home buyers. Again, a lot of people are paying rent, and some people, their rent is more than what it would be to get a mortgage on that same block. Okay. So Illinois just came out with a new down payment assistance program. So we'll be talking about that this week, as well as Detroit. We told you guys about that $25,000. And I like to call it an open down payment assistance program because you could use it for whatever. I won't say whatever you want, but it's more than just, most down payment assistance programs goes towards your closing costs only. Okay. But this one is going to allow you to buy down your interest rate. And so with the interest rates, by the way, interest rates just came down a little bit too. But let's just say if your interest rates right now, like at 6.8, 6.7, and you use, let's say 10 to 15,000 of that, depending on your credit profile. We'll go more into that later on this week. So I'll keep you guys posted on there as well. All right. So Queen says, thank you for giving this info out. You're great. No, thank you guys for being here. Thank you all for watching as well. Make sure we get the information out there, guys. It costs us nothing to share this video, or at least share the information that you learned from this video. Okay. That way, the more people we get educated on what's going on, the less this stuff will happen. Okay. Because that's really the only way to fight this is the knowledge. Okay. The more information that we get, the more we can tell everybody else. Okay. It's most definitely the good thing to do. Thanks again, Winnie, as well. Grindin says, I'm about to join the community because I want to buy me a house next year, 2025. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Listen, we got a lot of people that's been qualifying for home ownership this year. And like I said, listen, guys, a lot of people here. Let me give you all another quick story. I think I told you guys most of all of these stories already. But they're here. I think this is a story. I don't think you guys got this story. So check this one out. So here's a guy where he and his sister, they own a trucking company. Okay, they own a trucking company, and so he wanted to go into a home ownership, but he says, listen, it's difficult for me to buy a home because I'm self-employed. I've been running into a lot of scenarios in which, it was difficult for me to get a home. So if you guys are self-employed, we most definitely can help you. Okay. We most definitely can help you. And by the way, even if you don't need credit help, okay, if you want someone to help you find an agent in your area, there's a lot of agents that we have in different areas, different cities, different states. Listen, we can help you nationwide. We can help you improve your credit score nationwide. We can help you find an agent. We can help you find the perfect lender nationwide. I'm going to put that link inside of the chat as well. Okay. Thanks again, guys, for watching. And again, listen, I'm here to help you with your credit and your financial goals. Let's make it happen.